It ain't over till it's over. Yeah! Yes, yes, yes! Guys, it's a couple days before the 4th of July. We got family coming in. It's going to be chaotic but amazing. And today's kind of one of those last days before everybody comes up that we're going to get out and do some hardcore filming. We've got some major weather, at least today, coming through far north. It's probably not going to hit us, and we've got some storms predicted locally on Sunday. So we're kind of thinking after a few tough days on the water here, these muskies have been extremely picky. They've been literally, if that, like feeding within 10 minutes of a moonrise or a moonset. It's been a very tough bite the last couple days. So we're going to head out to one of our favorite spots. We're going to get on these fish with the incoming weather and make it happen.
The nervous anticipation that I get while driving out to one of my favorite lakes right before a major thunderstorm is something that I truly love about this sport.
All right, guys, we're looking at our weather app here, and Ty, zoom in on that stuff there. Guys, I don't know if you can see that, but we've definitely got some stuff up north of us. And as you can see out the front windshield here, I mean, you can see a band of this stuff just further ahead. I think this could definitely help us get these muskies moving this afternoon.
Because of the recent tough bite, Tyler and I decided to downsize our presentations in hopes that the smaller profiles might be just enough to either trigger a strike from a reluctant muskie or get one to follow into the egg for a chance at a boat-side battle.
We're going to keep going. We got a little bit more time here before we're going to get back to some family functions, but it ain't over till it's over. Ain't over till the fat muskie strikes. Ain't over till the fat muskie strikes. This is like war right now. Muskie war? Muskie war, dude. I'm like, okay, fish. I think you're gonna freaking outlast me right now. Oh, stay down, girl. It's gonna bring it right into you, dude. Oh, we got her, Ty! We got her! Yeah! Dude! I told him it's gonna bring her right into you, man. Oh my gosh. Wow. They're turned on. Yeah. They're turned on, alright. Yeah! Yes, yes, yes! Dude, what did I just say? I'm like, dude, if those muskies, we're gonna outlast them. Finally, after a long hunt, that is a beautiful fish, man. Gosh. That was tough, but it was worth it. On a bucktail, on a wind boat. Whoa! Oh, that was awesome. All right, guys, a couple really cool things. You can see I'm all splashed up. That muskie took off, which was just awesome. But I'm out here fishing with Tyler Andrews, and a couple things to take away from this muskie that I just caught. One is definitely endurance. On a tough bite, you have just got to keep going. I mean, it's a beautiful evening here, and we're fishing, which is awesome, but there's no doubt that it can be fatiguing, this muskie thing, both mentally and physically when you're constantly watching your lure. So that's one thing that I think we can take away from this fish. It's not a giant, but hey, it made our night so far, and part of the reason we got this muskie is because we just stuck to it. Second of all, this fish came on what I would consider a main lake point that's got wind just pounding into it. And a lot of times, predators, especially muskies, will key in on these, subsurface wind currents, or currents underwater produced by the wind, and it will serve to activate fish. So if you're having trouble finding active fish, look to main lake points, pull your map out and mark and just look for the point that is the biggest on that body of water or on that section of a flowage and go check it out, especially if it's got wind blowing on it. All right, I gotta sharpen these hooks. We're gonna get back at it. I knew today was gonna be a big film day, and I'm pretty pumped about it, and I wanna keep going. We just caught a muskie. The sun's just starting to set. It's been a tough bite for us. I mean, I hooked one in the figure eight, barely hooked her. I mean, we're talking, it was by the skin of her teeth, and she got off, and that two-stroke smells good. And then I caught a pike, reeling it in, and a muskie followed that in. That was our second muskie today. Wasn't even on. We caught a second muskie. We actually caught our first muskie was a tiny guy, which was awesome. That got momentum going for us, and then we caught a little bit bigger one. And now we're going to catch a little bit bigger muskie. At least we hope so.
It's hard to describe, but when a window opens up and the muskies turn on, you can just feel it. It's as if there is an energy in the air, and sometimes, when I'm in the zone, I get this pull toward a certain spot. Sometimes it is returning to a fish we raised earlier in the day, or to a spot where we previously caught a muskie, but other times, I would describe it like a tug, as if the spot or area is calling me. It's a nervousness because I know what is going to happen. So Tyler and I decided to head to one of these spots as the sun was setting, knowing this would be our chance to score again on a tough bite.
Guys, I want to give you a couple bucktail tips here. This is a lure that probably, if I were to be stuck with one lure for the rest of my life, some type of inline spinner would probably be my go-to because it's so versatile. But just a couple basics here that I want to talk about as far as bucktail fishing. Casting-wise, I like to have about 2 feet to 3 feet of line between the actual lure and the tip of my rod. This lets me get a little more leverage when I'm casting. Second of all, before the inline spinner, in this case a 500 series Buchertail Tinsel, before it hits the surface of the water, I'm going to thumb it. And what that means is I'm literally going to pop my thumb on the spool here and stop the bait in air. So you'll see this. Tyler's going to videotape me hitting it now, and I'm going to pop it with my thumb. And that really what that does is lets the bait kind of flatten out in the air, and when it hits the water, it's ready to start spinning. Now, as you can see here, I've got my rod tip facing the lure at all times. This ensures that if a fish hits it, I'm going to set the hook really well. Rod tip goes into the water well before the lure gets to the boat, and you want to finish with it. Look at how big this figure eight is. Big, wide turns, and deep. Part of a good figure eight here, guys, is you want depth change, you want direction change, and speed change. There's 3 keys there to a good figure eight, and if you get her, just set the hook. I'm losing out on a little bit of a family dinner tonight. No, I'm spending it with you on the water.
No, I feel pretty good.
Fish with a lot of different guys. I enjoy fishing with them. I give it a lot of fun.
I like fishing with you too.
We're getting some stuff done. You know, we're some good stuff through. Nice job, Ty! Nice job, baby! Woo! We got her! All right, Ty. Here she comes. The third muskie in our Endurance Muskie series here today.
Yes.
Man, guys, we're sticking it out, and the bite is finally turning on. Gosh, beautiful fish. Just obliterated the 5
Yes.
minutes.
Chaz Martin's Musky Mastery Outdoors is brought to you by Joe Bucher Outdoors, #1 in big game fish products, and by St. Croix Rods, best rods on earth. Fish more, worry less.